So I have a wrap up question. It's a little long, but it kind of ties in and pulls everything together. People acknowledge the sense of injustice in our society, but few spend a lifetime digging deeply into the causes um, and effects of it, as you have done, from covering Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to the first Black president, President Barack Obama. You have been on the front lines of the stories that have shaped our nation. From all that you have learned about America over the course of your life and career, what is the primary message that you hope young people will take away? Um, and not just young people, but all people will take away from your graphic novel version of what unites us.
I hope people will take away the truth, and it is the truth, that you can make a difference and don't give up on our country. We've had struggles before, and there'll be a lot of, we're in the middle of great struggle at the moment for the soul of the country, and there'll be plenty of struggles to come. But this country has constantly been made, and this is not just an opinion, but history shouts the fact that our country has been made better each time by new generations. Each new generation has made the country better by adding their voices, their perspectives, and their actions. Let me pause and say you're right that I sometimes think that my reporting time stretched partly from Martin Luther King to Barack Obama. When I was covering Dr. Martin Luther King as a much younger reporter, we used to sit around at night after the day's work was done. You know, they say that uh, politicians, hangmen, and journalists do their best work after midnight. Well, sometimes after midnight, when we speculate, this was 1962, 1963, we'd say, do you think you'd ever see the day that a black person could possibly be maybe a congressman or a mayor in a place like Georgia? And we'd say the general opinion was probably not in my lifetime. I was probably 32 years old at the time. The answer was probably not in my lifetime. And in terms of, well, would you ever think the country would ever have a black man as president? I would, unanimous among reporters covering the civil rights movement at the time. Not in our lifetime, and probably not in our sons and daughters' lifetime, maybe some several hundred years away. I take that digression just to show that how often we can be wrong about the slowness or speed of progress. So, in answer to your question, what I hope people take away from the book is keep that in mind that, listen, we've made tremendous progress on many other fronts. We have a long way to go on any number of other fronts. The work is never done because remember that we never, the founding fathers didn't say the country was a perfect country or that it would ever be a perfect country. What they did was hang out a polar star, that navigational star, and gave us a compass box and said, a star is perfection. We'll never reach the star. We can never be perfect, but we have to be constantly trying to reach a more perfect union. So to those who say, well, what's the message out of the book? Understand that that's what we are. We're always trying to be more perfect and that you can make a difference. Don't give up on the country. Try to understand where we come from and try to direct where we go. And one message out of the book, I hope, and I hope this is particularly true of the graphic novel, to tell you the truth, because young people will be reading this book, is the country needs you. It needs your energy. It needs your enthusiasm. It needs your ingenuity. It needs your intelligence. It needs your decency. If we're going to realize what unites us, then we need you, each and every one of you, to lead the way. That's basically the message.
All I can say is, wow, I'm listening to you. First of all, as I started out to say, as I, as I close, as a younger man and an African American man, I never would have thought I would have had the opportunity to be speaking to you today. Watching you on television when I was a kid, right? So I'm taking that and sharing that too with the listeners, the young folks, the young people, that yeah, anything is possible. And I'm privileged, and I'm certainly privileged to just be having this conversation with you today. And I just want to say that on behalf of the Las Vegas Clark County Library District, myself, I thank you for your generosity in spending so much time with us today, with me today. And I know that we all will enjoy reading the new graphic novel, What Unites Us. Thank you, Mr. Rather.
Thank you very much, Director Watson. I wish you good luck and Godspeed with your work. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye.